Party people in the place to be. Live from 58 Dream Street. We're James of the Games. And here we are. What is it? Episode 10 of our playthrough of Square Enix's recent remake of the classic Squaresoft JRPG, Live Alive. When last we left our heroes, last week, I did the final chapter from the perspective of Orsted, or of Odio, the Lord of Dark, since that's who Orsted has become due to his immense disillusionment with being a hero. Oh, you know what? I think my microphone's doing the thing. It is. There we go. Really ought to institute a policy of just checking that before we get started. And yet, here we are. Maybe someday. The dream is still alive. For now, at least. Here we go. So I completed Odio, or Orsted's, version of the Dominion of Hate chapter, which just sees him possessing the boss monsters of the 7 original heroes and changing how those final fights worked out so that our heroes all lost. And then Orsted is standing there and he says to himself, you know, ha! It's great being consumed by your own hatred. I'll sit here angry forever. And I don't know how happy he actually is there at the end, but that's his ending. The dark ending. Then, we started again from the other perspective, the heroes. The heroes all get drawn through time and space to Orsted's, or Odio's, Dominion of Hate. And you choose which one you want to start as, and then you can go around and recruit them. So here we are. I've developed the most tsundere party that you could possibly have. So far, at least. Oboromaru, Akira, and Natsuhara? Some point maybe it'll show me his name again. I keep forgetting the modern Street Fighter's name. But at any rate, so we've got Edo, late Edo, near future, and present represented in the party. And here, outside the cabin, where the old hero, Hans... something. He had a name. A bunch of time passed between when I did that chapter and when I got my internet back so I could resume playing. Yeah, let's do Firefall. What am I trying to say? Yeah, so, we came up to the hero's cabin here in the snowy mountain where he had lived as a recluse before Orsted came along and cajoled him back into the hero game with tragic results. And you can't go in the cabin even, but outside the cabin obviously we see the Sundown kid. However, I don't think I'm going to recruit Sundown. Not because I don't love Sundown, he might even be my favorite character. Because I love his song, and it also just seemed really cool to me at the time to play an RPG where you were a Western character, a cowboy. So, I mean, not an actual cowboy. I don't think the Sundown Kid does any wrangling of cattle. British, hello, welcome. How is your Saturday? Boom, the Luke Panjama kick. This is that's a reasonable depiction. My understanding is traditionally kick combinations are not considered the most effective attack to use against a man in full plate armor. What other... There we go. That one needs charging time. So in the meantime, let's fill them all with their mother's shame. Yeah, instead of recruiting Sundown, I think what I'm going to do is... I found what I think is the data disk that needs to be put into Cube to reactivate him, because I know where Cube is. I think I'm going to bring Cube. Just to have some variety in the party. And also, there was in the village, if you go into the houses in the village, it's the location of the Trial of Wisdom dungeon. And it tells you, when you try to go in there, it says, hey, you're not a wisdom character. You can't do this. So I'm not sure if that just means you can't do that period if your main character is a non-wisdom. Or if just having a wisdom, a wise character, a thoughtful character in the party would be enough. And I don't know how many of the characters even count as thoughtful. The cube definitely seems to fit the bill. I'm going to talk to Sundown. Actually, you know what? Then we'll just have to fight him. I don't want to hurt Sundown. Let's just let him brood. If it turns out I have to do this chapter more than once, I will definitely recruit Sundown. I might even make Sundown my main guy. But for now, let's leave him to his thoughts. He's probably thinking, holy shit, it's cold. I'm not dressed for this weather. Exactly, British. And also, his body is almost like 95% head, which those proportions also suggest wisdom-based. Now, speaking of incredibly cold places, here in Nova Scotia, it is outrageously cold. Oh, here's the kid. What's his name? I'm just gonna talk to him.
よかった。僕以外にも。あ、申し遅れました。私はユンジョウと申します。
Yunju. Yeah, Yunju is in a strange situation. He technically, the reason he's martial arts instructor, I suppose, is because at the moment he was completing his training in the Earthen Heart style of Kung Fu, disaster struck, and by the time the dust settled, all the other students of the Earthen Heart School and the former Earthen Heart Master, or Earthen Heart Chifu, was dead. And then he gets torn through time and deposited on a snowy mountain. He's doing his thing, standing by a grave on a mountain. So he's found his he's still living his style of life, but yeah. That's a great question. Hmm.
ここでこうしていても仕方ありません。一緒に調べてみませんか?
I know I just said I want to get cube, but I'm a leaf on the breeze, you know? Something else comes up. I'm like, how about this? Let's take him and see if, can you have a reserve party? Can you have, party members that you swap in? I don't know. But you come along, kid. The Earthen Heart Master, Yunju, has joined the party, so good for Yunju that he didn't... Both Akira and the character I'm going to keep calling... You know what? I'm going to look up the Street Fighter character's name. Live, alive, present day... Masaru Takahara. Both him and Akira, being hot-headed types, insisted on fighting first, and only then would they join forces with Boromaru. Okay, we got the sword Brillant. I don't know if that's gonna... That's probably not going to be much of it. Can't even equip it. Kira's not going to be able to equip it. He doesn't use swords. Any of these better? No, I don't think so. But something must be better here. I'm going to try this. I'm a little uncertain. Make strong always when wear left hand. Oh! I get it. There's the deal. Okay. What should I put here? I think I will do it. Bang glove. Wait, that'll reduce his defense. Oh, but the tiger glove is even worse. Okay. Let's do the bang glove. See how that goes for the kid. Oh. That's not on the kit at all. Iron Fist. I'm not going to replace that, but we should give the young man a hat. Not the Helmet of Nightmares. He's traumatized enough. He can wear a walk on his head for added physical defense, but I think I'll just go with the Genji helm. Good boost to the main defense. Oh, I should have looked at his accessory options. Watanabe's pocket lint is like a really bad thing to have. I don't understand why it would reduce your special defense so much. Panda Charm. That seems like a natural fit. What about the Scroll of Martial Secrets? Yeah. Okay. So maybe I've just foreclosed the other thing that I had just said. There's only one way to find out, and that's to go back to the castle and see if we can activate Cube, and then if we activate Cube, can he join us? I do like the general conceit, to me, is really cool. Of drawing all the heroes. You played these 7 unconventional RPG protagonists from different time periods, and then bring them all together and make these wacky parties. Waffle Syrup! Hey! How you doing? Staying warm? It is on the eastern seaboard here of Canada. It is awful cold. It's actually warmed up quite a bit from the coldest because I was out a few minutes ago and it was only minus 17. Alright. We're going to make these cat demons ashamed before their mothers. Whew. Yeah, so it's just, oh my. I have time. But yeah, after we finish Live Alive, we're moving on to Pool of Radiance. And both British and Waffle Syrup have created characters. I don't know that anybody else. Whoever else is in the audience right now, hey, if you're there, I should let you know that there is the option you can redeem channel points to pick a Pool of Radiance party member. What to do? Oh, let's just do the Phoenix Call. They're all resistant, but they can't resist the shame of being asked how their mother would feel about the choices they've made in life. I wanted you to grow up and be a friendly cat spirit or a doctor. Instead, you're a mean /ME. Well, there you go. I got the feeling the resistance is not going to overcome. It's not going to reduce massive damage to less than like 5, so we're done here. Boom. Victory. Yeah, so what I got to do between now and when I finish Live Alive is I need to clear like an hour where I fire up Pool of Radiance and create some of these characters in advance, because creating characters in Gold Box takes a little while. There's some cumbersome aspect. You know, this is a game that is really, really good. The engine, like for its era, it's remarkable. And I haven't played that much Pool of Radiance, but I've played other Gold Box games enough to know that it's still quite fun. So in that sense, it holds up. But it doesn't have as much of the quality of life stuff you would hope, and that includes it being kind of awkward to Kusmich. Is that like kiss me or something like that? I am admittedly working exclusively from my knowledge of Rammstein lyrics to a song that I've never read the lyrics of, so I don't even know if that's spelled right. Aha! There we go. Because I know du hast mich means you hate me. And so I thought, maybe that's how you spell the mich part. And then it's all just, then it's just a matter of, oh, do I have any of the stuff he's weak to? I don't. Let's just melt him. That is an interesting sounding flavor. What is it? Like if I try to imagine, the first thing that comes to mind is like some gimmick where it's like, oh no, don't take our dude out before he destroys you all. Okay, fair play. He's going down. Alright, sorry Aburmau. I shouldn't have just put you in harm's way and then asked you to charge up a killing blow. Yikes. It's gonna be okay. Some of these moves are ranged, right? Well, none of them ranged and... Wait, there. Oh, as long as this Grand Lariat doesn't take me down. Oh, it'll take out Akira, so then I can just step over him to take this leader out. This was not the most efficient way to approach this battle. In fact, I came perilously close to being defeated. But here we go. Big German. And we finish him. Crush! Yeah, when I try to think of what a Kiss Me ice cream might be, my mind immediately goes to, like, it's somehow cinnamon heart flavored. I don't even know if they have those candies if that's a popular candy in Europe. Cinnamon hearts are an interesting candy because they are absolutely delicious. To me, at least. If they hit the spot for you, they hit the spot. But something about them also just like screws up your mouth if you burn your taste buds or something. I don't know why. They're not like spicy. But you have too many of them and then your tongue feels horrible. Which then makes you wonder, like, how wholesome is it to even eat a moderate amount of these? Oh, okay. I get you. Great. Because I was really skeptical of this cinnamon heart flavor that I was just imagining. That doesn't sound that great. Too bright. Okay. Gotta take all these out. So let's, no. Let's not take needless risks instead. Weak to grappling moves. Well, I don't do those as a Boromaru. So I'll just get it started with a Shuriken Barrage on this one. Yeah, so I'm thinking for the Pool of Radiance playthrough, what I'll do is I will create like maybe half the party in advance so that we get some character creation, just because, you know, if you're going to do a playthrough, you should do some of the opening stuff, but doing half of it live seems like a more productive approach. Huh? Vulnerable to death face moves. So I'll hit her with one. Yeah, so it's just like awfully cold. It's very cold. The harbor was smoking, had that like cold smoke, sea smoke today. Looked really cool. I didn't see it personally, but Danielle went out and saw it and then captured a video of it. So I get to experience it vicariously without having to leave the comfort of my relatively warm home. Boom! Decisive. And then we'll have the Earthen Heart Master. get in there. Have you tried any Kiss Me ice cream? British. Oh, you know what? Earthen Heart Master needs to gain levels in it. I bet he's not really on his game yet. Well, let me know when the time comes. I've created a situation here. If I'm buffering at all or dropping frames or whatever, my apologies. Don't worry though. It isn't the a repeat of the catastrophic internet failure. It's just me having foolishly not jacked in my Ethernet cable. So I launched the stream and then realized I was on Wi-Fi. But at that point, it was kind of too late to jack in. Then it goes in the brief switchover period, it drops the stream. And then you're sending everybody another notification like 30 seconds later, and that's annoying. So. Okay. Let's see if we can get cube now. Continue fighting along the way, and then if I can get cube, see if that lets me into the Trial of Wisdom. If I can't, see if I can find other trials, or alternately, I guess, I don't know how much there is. Maybe we just head towards the Demon Lord and find out if we're a match for him. There we go. Area of effect, hit 2 of them. Alright. Yeah, so I had a good video game achievement this week. I 100%ed Kirby 64, the Crystal Shards, for the first time. And also beat it regular, not at 100% for the first time earlier in the week. Both of which were fun and enjoyable experiences. It's a pretty straightforward game. How does a heel hook work on a creature that is just a conglomeration of heads? It's like some kind of chin lock. Jawbreaker. Oh. Wow, it survived. Thought we might have it. Oof. Okay. Taking on damage here. Ah, can't move. Does the Earthen Heart Master have any ranged maneuvers? Or ranged maneuvers that will hit his enemies? Yes. It's resistant, but I think we can overcome 30 hit points. Yeah, and Kirby 64, the Crystal Shards, I have been misled about how good that game would be since it came out. I remember not hearing much about it, except, oh, this is kind of boring, or it's not advanced enough, and they're not taking advantage of new technology, and so on. And, it's really just a 2D game, even though it has 3D graphics, and so on and so forth. And also, I never had an N64. The only Nintendo console I've never owned. Unless you count the Virtual Boy as a console. I don't think I have any hammer moves or death face moves. So let's do the tornado press. It's not very effective. I think Boromaru has death face? I don't know. Well, even less effective now. Hopefully those dudes don't get roasted. Can Akira... Akira's gonna be a good dude, show his personal growth by healing the Earthen Heart Master instead of self-caring himself. Oh, I had hoped that would also remove status effect, but it did not. So, I guess you pass. And Roromaru, do you have any death face maneuvers? He does not. The guys that I need here to really do the damage are pinned down. Hopefully the status effect passes. I have items that can heal, but one suspects a very difficult, some really difficult battles might be ahead of us. So I'm hesitant to use consumable items to too big of a degree. Okay. What are my big hitters as Masara? The Frankenstein. Makes sense. At the same time, makes sense that it would be difficult to hit a Hurricane Rana on a mammoth. For anyone who's not familiar with professional wrestling terms, the Frankensteiner is just when Scott Steiner does a Hurricane Rana. And Hurricane Rana is just you jump up so that you're sort of you're seated on your opponent's shoulders with your feet behind them, and then you go backwards and flip them over and smash them on their head. Except it's professional wrestling. It's a work. They're not landing on their actual heads. Don't know how you get your head, your feet, your legs around the mammoth's neck in the first place. Yeah, so I enjoyed finally digging into Kirby 64 all these years later, now that it's available on Nintendo Switch Online. And on top of that, I enjoyed... What did I specifically enjoy here? What am I trying to say? Yeah, it was just a delight. It's a really fun little game. It has terrific music. Some of the best graphics you'll see on the Nintendo 64. Which is funny because I often, when I've encountered some new cultural object, I like to go to Wikipedia, or not only to Wikipedia, but that's one stop for finding out what is the general critical consensus, what are people's views, what have people said about this thing. And what it turns out people had said about, or what some critics said at the time. Yeah, 6 Feet Under, showing this mammoth is impending death is extra troubling for him because presumably this will involve a preview of the extinction of his entire species. Big hit, come on. Well, it wasn't a big hit. What's the other type of... The water tile thing's not helping here. Hammer. I don't think any of us have hammer moves. So what are we going to do here? Hit a German suplex. Not much easier, I wouldn't think, to go behind, pop your hips, and toss the thing over your head. And it's just going to be a slog. I don't think there's any way around it, really. We just don't have the smoke. Shuriken Barrage is a pretty reliable move, yeah, as far as damage. I don't think I've encountered many enemies who, laugh it off. Okay, do we have like a ton of damage-doing items? Maybe those would be good. Well, looking at they are categorized too. None of them are death spirit attacks or hammer attacks, which makes sense. Okay. Well, Earthen Heart Master needs to get off of the thing here. You know what? If we paralyze this guy, that would be salutary. And we're getting him close.
Yes.
Of course, he's going to recover a bunch of health, but now... he did not become paralyzed, so that's unfortunate. This is good, though. Counterattack. Would have been nice if it did more damage. Yeah, so there was one review that's not quoted, but described or paraphrased on the Wikipedia page, and it was print only, so can't verify the accuracy of the paraphrase, but I believe it because it sounds like the kind of thing video game critics often used to say. I notice less of this nowadays, but it used to be a big thing. Of, anything that's not what's, the cutting edge status quo is bad or dated or... So, because Kirby has colorful graphics with simple textures, it looks like a Kirby game, in other words, well, that's bad. They literally said, it looks like a SNES game, so it's going to be antiquated soon. Which is just funny, because not only does Kirby 64, I think if you looked at Kirby 64 and then looked at, like, anybody's top 25 NES games list, I don't think you'd find many cases where you thought that any of those games had had graphics that held up better. GoldenEye, recently put on Nintendo Switch Online. Oh, the Chipmunk's Delight is a hammer move. But it's not a strong hammer.
Yes.
What we really want is for him to be paralyzed. It's not coming through. Hey, Jacket 320! Well, sorry, Masara. This is a bad scene. We're in trouble here. And we shouldn't be. And I could just flee, I suppose, but I'm stubborn. No, I'll teleport. I don't know what that does, so I'm going to just keep on at it. Keep at trying to beat this thing. We'll see. So yeah, not only does Kirby 64 look way better than most N64 games, especially today, because simple colors and models that, actually resemble their Super Nintendo graphics, that don't try to do things with low polygon models that just aren't going to work, obviously have aged better than really, really primitive 3D graphics with textures that are too low resolution. Terrible timing on the heal there because we got him paralyzed. But I think we're gonna pull this out somehow. There we go. That was a slog. This party is not an optimized Whirlwind's Dismay. That's a cool name for a move. Why does the Whirlwind feel dismaying? I wonder. How are you, Jacket 320? If you are anywhere that is nearly as cold as where I am, I hope that you are staying warm. I am holding up okay so far with this terrible cold. But part of the beauty of it is that I don't have to go anywhere. We had to go to get cat food, but that was like 5 seconds outside, which was still more time than I care to spend outside right now. You gotta feed your cats or you're a bad person. So Cube is up on the balcony. Do I remember how to get up on the balcony? Well, I know it does involve going up. Oh no, another Gramoth. Another one of these parties. Yeah, this teleport thing, I'm nervous because does that take us somewhere or does it like take someone out of the party? It seems like there might be a price for fleeing here and I don't want to find out. What are these guys? These guys are vulnerable to nothing. Whoa. I do not have enough knowledge of Fahrenheit to definitively say what that is temperature-wise, but it definitely... I do know that when I've seen sometimes like the hallway thermometers here, or thermostats in the hallway of my building are all set to Fahrenheit. And so I'm at least aware that... What am I trying to say? That's not warm. It's not balmy. Yeah, there we go. It's like, light jacket weather, but that's way better than here. Where, like, the property manager sent her out a notice to be like, hey, please Make sure you don't die. Don't accidentally lose your nose or fingers by forgetting that it's incredibly cold. Don't be an idiot. They said, you know, make sure your windows are closed. And it's like, why would people have windows open in the winter? It's because they realize probably people who smoke on their balconies, when it gets this cold, are like, I'm not going out on the balcony. I'll smoke inside and just open the window. So that, you know, don't open your windows. The pipes will freeze. Please don't do that. Please keep this building secure. Ah. Please don't take him out. We need him. Okay, Akira, you need to heal him now. But he can hit the Chipmunk's Delight. It would be just absolutely great if this paralyzed the Gramoth. No luck. We'll keep on dreaming. Boromaru can step out of the poison field. Of course, the hideous face things get healed. They resist it all. Oh, but it'll hit the Gramoth too. I'm gonna do it. I don't know. Earthen Heart Master is going down. But I think Akira is gonna get to move. Nope. Doesn't matter. Water tile damage. Alright. Let's try putting them all to sleep. Oh, man. Nope. Interrupts. And a paralysis. Yikes. This is not a good scene. I think I can take him down with the Aloha Slap, though. Thank goodness. Well. Try to take these things down and get the job done. We'll see how it goes. Man, Shuriken Barrage is so effective. Alright, Takahara can move again. Excellent. But what am I going to do? This guy's weak to nothing that Takahara can do. And so, I should focus on something that could do a status that I'll be glad that the thing hit. Which doesn't look like I... Now I got nothing. Nothing in that regard. So instead, let's do the high damage German suplex, which isn't really going to do much, I don't think. Oh! Actually, okay. That was high damage. That's good. Sucks that he's going to just keep on healing himself. But hopefully, Akira gets unparalyzed soon. To the greater glory of the team. So yeah, it is maybe it is. Let me take a closer look on my next go. Okay. I should heal Takahara while I can. Huh, yeah, so yeah. After I finished... Oh, the other thing I was saying, because I kept saying, not only has Kirby 64 aged way better than most, if not all, N64 games graphically. Celestial Palm, weaken them in all respects. Yes, that is obviously a good thing to do. You'd only weaken him in defense. But that's certainly not bad. Stupid water tiles. Okay. Hit him with the 6 feet under. Hit him with the Germans. Hope for the best here. Not only is Kirby 64 aged much better than most N60, if not all N64 games, but also, like, most Super Nintendo games with good graphics have aged much better than most N64 games. So it's silly to me for this reviewer to have said these look like SNES graphics. They're going to be antiquated. Nothing aged worse. Well, that's not. I was going to say nothing aged worse than early 3D, but technically early 2D. Like if you go back to like the Atari 2600, I don't think anybody's going to argue those aged well. I don't know that anyone argued they were good at the time. So if you go to the arcade and see like much better graphics. There's his avalanche. Didn't take either of us down, but of course it re-ups his stupid water tiles. I think at this point we can just overwhelm him and get the job done. A lot depends on how many hits this Shuriken Barrage gets. Oh, of course. Yeah, the German, yeah. It was pretty nice. Not just the German, the barrage as well. In some respects, very nice. In other respects, just a little disappointing. I guess it all depends on perspective. So having finished Kirby 64 and enjoyed it a ton, I thought, you know what? I played a tiny bit of Kirby's Dream Land 3 on the SNES Online part of Switch Online, but only a tiny bit. I thought it was okay, but just okay. And so I thought, what if I'm just in the Kirby zone right now? What if my ability to appreciate a good Kirby game is higher than it normally is? So I started playing Kirby's Dream Land 3 again, and lo and behold, yes, that's true. I think some of the key facets to really getting the most out of a Kirby game when you are not either a child or a like beginner player who could be drawn to Kirby because it's a very fun game that, if you don't want to do any of the extra content, isn't really going to push you that hard, except maybe in the final few levels and boss fights. I think the key for an experienced gamer to get the most out of Kirby is to remember that Kirby really has like an inclining difficulty curve. So the first levels are going to be extraordinarily simple and easy to beat. But you should still expect that like cooler things will come on later. 2, remember to just constantly vary which copy abilities you use. Unless the situation basically demands a specific one to solve a puzzle or what have you, just get out there and try many different things. Yeah, here we are. There's Cube. So what happens? If we put in the data disk thing we found, and if this does indeed revive young Cube, but we have 4 people in the party already, I don't know what's going to happen. There's only one way to find out. Where... I thought that I found a thing. I can't remember what it was called. Oh, metal box. A small metallic object. Of course. It's not going to say data disk, because why would a Boromaru know what a data disk is? Now, if he showed it to Akira or Takara, they should be able to say, like, some kind of like computer thing. I don't know. It looks weird, but kind of reminds me of a VCR tape or a floppy disk. Yeah, come along, Cube. Your party is full. Okay, yeah, so it's exactly just this. Do I wish to part ways with a companion? Yeah. No hard feelings, Earthen Heart Master. It was great seeing you. I hope that you're well. I hope you're not.
そうですか。
Ah,
では別行動といきましょう。
I was hoping not to have any kind of sad dialogue when I ejected him from the party. Because no hard feelings. I just really want to have Cube. Yeah, I'm gonna go see if I can do that Trial of Wisdom thing. And then, you really gotta, if you're a high-level player, you gotta approach Kirby with the attitude that you're gonna 100%. Because Kirby does have difficulty in the main line of a quest often, of the game. Later on, really, the series approach to difficulty is all about tucking the difficulty in corners that you can go to, but so that a beginner player can just speed right through it and try to beat the game. And so I'm having way more fun now with Kirby's Dream Land 3. Also, turn the music up, because the Kirby games have excellent music. So I'm having fun with Dreamland 3. One cool thing about Dreamland 3 is its gimmick for getting 100% completion and getting the true ending and the real final boss or whatever it's going to be is not based on like Crystal Shards has your classic like find 3 objects in each level. Crystal Shards as it happens. The original Kirby's Adventure, the first one with 100% mechanic, is just all about finding secrets in certain levels so that you've unlocked every possible area of the map. Kirby's Dream Land 3 has a much different approach. Every stage, when you choose it from the sort of stage select screen, every stage has an icon that is the... What are these guys weak to? Water, eh? Right, it's gonna rust them. Every icon for a stage is like a little portrait of some cute cartoon alien character. And in each stage, there is some way by which you can make that character happy. And then at the end of the stage, in the very last room, like when you go through the victory room, but before you do the classic Kirby Ghoul game at the end of the level, you see them again. That's the whole thing. And if you made them happy, they give you a heart star. So 1 heart star per level, based on making some character happy. But how you make them happy depends. And you gotta figure it out. Sometimes it's really obvious, sometimes you gotta think a little. Like, the character is a big frog, or a big toad. And the objective... The objective is to... Oh, Cube, this is your first... It doesn't really make sense. Why can Cube use it? Oh! We can make it make sense actually pretty easily. It's because this place is not the real world. There. Problem solved. Like, why can Cube use his computer abilities in the physical world? But that works. That works as an explanation. Should have checked Cube's equipment situation. I don't know what Cube would even be able to equip, but should give him something. Oh no. Okay, hopefully I can get Uboromaru up with some healing touch. Great. Before the water damage takes him down. Whenever possible, we're going to get the experience points. Cube has achieved true self-awareness and perceives the 4th wall. That's an interesting theory. It makes... sure. Why not? You know, the experience of being torn through time and space just fundamentally different for a machine than it is for a person. instead of just waking up in a new place and you're like, what the hell's going on? For Cube, it's like, you know, he actually goes through the time stream and is fully aware of it. And that gives him the knowledge that he's in a story. I like it. Works for me. There. Plug that plot hole. So yeah, in one level, like, there's a big toad. And partway through the level, in a little area that you can't reach if you're on the main path, there's a little toad. So it's fairly obvious the idea is the big one's the mother and the little one's the child, and you gotta reunite them. And so the way to do it is to find the secret path that takes you the other way. Get the little toad, and when you get to the end, you reunite them. There was one today that I did that was, it's a mushroom, but like, you know, a Kirby mushroom. It has eyes. It's a person. And in the stage, there were both mushrooms that look like that mushroom and these purple flowers. And both of them get flattened if Kirby touches them, like walks up. And so I went through the level once and just tried not to flatten any of them. And when I got to the end, the mushroom was mad. But I felt certain that was the mechanic. So I was like, okay, what is it? What is it that makes this mechanic make sense here? And I don't really know why, but I guess it just turns out that the mushrooms hate the flowers. You have to go through the level, don't damage a single mushroom, but trample all the flowers. And then the mushrooms happen. So it's a fun approach. Like, it retains the really structured, mannered style of there is this to do in every level, but it does it in a way that feels different. Out of the ordinary. So I'm fun with that. It's good. And right now, just the semester is about to pick up, and the book project that I'm helping an author with is also about to pick up. He has an outline now. So it's time for me to start looking at his outline and, you know, identifying what kind of what information is the author going to want to have on hand, well organized and with a proper reference list, so that he can draw on it and also build the reference list for the back pages, the bibliography of the work. So it's good that my Stipinski will be sorry to hear this when he shows up. So I want to know. Played any more Star Renegades yet? I can't be playing Star Renegades right now. If I'm going to play a game in my spare time right now, in my shared gaming time, it's gotta be something light that I can pick up, play a little, put down, and so on. Kirby's Dream Land 3 will fit the bill. I think I'm going to wind up here going on a kick where I beat all the mainline Kirbys. Because honestly, up until recently, I think my interpretation of the Kirby series has been not quite accurate, in that I kind of felt like some of the core Kirby games were good. Like, I love Kirby's Adventure, but I also kind of felt like a lot of the core Kirby games are a little too simple and a little too child-aimed, and that a lot of the gems, once you get like 2000 and on, are spin-offs. And spin-offs are great. But maybe I need to give, I need to give the 3DS ones a chance. I need to give, if I can get access to the Wii ones somehow. But play them all. So yeah, Gloomhaven. You're back in the Gloomhaven video game. I was just chatting with somebody in a web forum who is playing the Gloomhaven video game in a 4-player campaign with their friends and not really enjoying it. And I suspect a lot of that has to do with the fact that a lot of the novelty of Gloomhaven is how it finds ways to translate video game RPG conventions to a tabletop game that's cooperative. And obviously, where's the novelty when you bring it back and make it a video game? It's helpful to the programmers. It's like giving them a design document. They can just do the game. But, you know. And then, separately, that the experience of, like, all the post-game stuff, like, and maybe this is true for people who get together to play the board game too, but for us, the post-game, it's like, you know, if I'm going to craft an item, I'll figure it out on my own time, and so will Rich, and so will... That's why Rich is never going to craft an item, because he's not actually going to figure it out on his own time. But, you know, Lauren and Greg, you know, we can figure it out on our own time. And... so a lot of that stuff goes more briskly. Leveling up, you know, 3 of us leveled up last night in Frosthaven. But we didn't all have to stay online on the stream until we picked our new powers and perks. Yeah. But yes, the price point of Gloomhaven, obviously quite high. And are you still playing Jaws of the Lion? Like, you haven't blasted through the whole thing, right? I mean, not that there's anything wrong with it if you did. Aha! We can do the Trial of Wisdom now that we have Cube. In fact, I would say the layout of this room kind of makes me suspect the Cube might be the only character who counts as a Wisdom character. Ah. Well, that's good then, because Jaws of the Lion is great. So you've got a lot of that left to go before you have to figure out either, you know, biting the bullet and pooling funds to get real Gloomhaven, or biting the bullet and putting up with the what gets lost in the video game experience. You're almost past where we made it to in Jaws of the Lion. I can't see us playing Jaws of the Lion again before the summer, because I don't have the time. I don't know if Lauren or Greg will have the time then, but it's just right now, if somehow for some reason I could get Lauren and Greg coming over for some reason, for any occasion, I don't see why I would be like, we better just play more Gloomhaven, you know? There's other things that I would like to do with my friends. So Jaws of the Lion's on the back burner for us, but fortunately, I mean, we have Frosthaven, so. And it's really good so far. Really enjoying it. Leveled up for the first time last night, and I am making up for lost time. Having been the diviner for all that time we were playing Forgotten Circles, I was never making my battle goals, because it's hard to achieve your battle goals. Ooh, this is weird. Yeah, they're well designed because, you know, they're designed specifically to make a cool party that covers a lot of the bases of different things you could do with a selection of characters building parties. So you get balance, but also the characters themselves are kind of like... I can't remember exactly. I'm the Red Guard, and I remember thinking, like, the Red Guard is like this character and this character together at last. So, and then at some point you level up and you get to open up a whole new, like, box of stuff, and that presumably takes the characters in another direction or beefs them up or something. So it's got a lot going for it. Not just as a, like, low price entry, like, onboarding, you know, gateway drug to Gloomhaven, which I think is obviously part of the intention behind it, but also a worthwhile game in its own right, even for people who've played too much Gloomhaven, like I might have. It's absolutely disgusting. Like, the storyline, like, it's just nothing but body horror. Like, every time you have to read flavor text, it's like the squelching of discarded kidneys beneath your feet makes you want to retch. But suddenly, from above, a chute opens, spilling rotting intestines on you. Like, as you, like, struggle not to vomit from that. A giant sentient tumor enters the room and sprays you with mutated cells. It's all just like revolting shit, but it certainly like establishes a uniform mood to the game and the theme of the story. And it is a lot of fun. I'm very excited because we leveled up. 3 of us did. Because Lauren missed today and the Geminid is kind of a slow leveler. I bid you welcome to the child. Let me keep playing the game. But very exciting to have leveled up. But also, while I was the diviner, it was so hard to achieve battle goals. So like, in many days and many attempts at different scenarios and many completions, I don't think I even got to 6 check marks with the diviner. And I'm already at 6 check marks with the Bone Shaper. At the same time I leveled up, so I got to pick 2 new perks and a new card last night. Okay. Strength will do nothing for me here, so hopefully no bombardment of random battles. Only one who demonstrates sound judgment may claim the gift of wisdom within. The chairs are the seat of wisdom. Use them to seek my guidance. Stand before them and call out, and I will appear. Okay. That's a good system. Thank you, cube-like robot. But on that note, I should look at my cube-like robot. Can I equip him with things? Yes. But with what? What does he need? I mean, he has pretty good... Looks like his defense stats aren't bad even by default. I think the walk is a nice fit for cube. Put this walk on your head, tiger. And have a tiger glove. And a defender, sure. Let's put the sacred silver armor on little cube. I'm not even sure how this is supposed to be working mechanically. This part makes sense. And I'll give him the b-ball kicks, because I think that would look cute. This little robot in high tops. But then also, the 100-volt laser. And this Chow Chow charm. If this was a game that actually depicted the armor as you were putting it on, I bet the cube would look adorable right now. Nice. Yep. At first, that's super satisfying. And then one day, you know, you get Frosthaven, for example, and just having a blank slate character that you're going to develop over a period of time is very satisfying too. I suppose it's different with the single player experience where you're going to get to do all the characters anyway. But yeah, like starting at a level 6 or 7 and then pretty rapidly maxing out and being like, well, now I gotta retire before I get to experience any character growth again. It can be a little disappointing. Oh, hey, look, Cube isn't going to level up even now. Alright, Trial of Wisdom. I gotta figure things out. I don't know what I need to figure out. Hopefully I'm wise. The Crimson Path lies beyond. Many have lost their way in the Sea of Red. First, they mistake their left and right. Then their front and back. Then they spin in despair. Oh, good. Just gonna keep on saving. Alright. Jeez. I already have a bad feeling just getting flashbacks to Breath of Fire 1 on the Super Nintendo, which had a dungeon that used Mode 7 effects to make a dungeon that is just nothing but a huge maze of identical, just like platforms floating in space, making hallways. So like, just tiles in space. Just massive, massive dungeon with, of course, constant random battles. And then every now and then, you step on a spot, on some junction, and it uses the Mode 7 effects to just spin the map into a different orientation. And I foolishly saved within that place and got stuck in it forever. So I never beat Breath of Fire 1. So I certainly hope that's not what's going to happen. But we'll see. Okay. Jeez. Let's try right. Oh, I see. Notice how I said, let's try right, and then ran to the left? That's not because I'm a fool who doesn't know his right from his left. It's just we have a mirrored D-pad here. So let's go right. Ah! But then on the stairs it goes back to normal. Weird. Oh. But up and down are normal. And this is, I think, this is just back where we started. But it's not. Okay, good to know. Well, what if I go up? Oh, good. It's a hopeless maze of constant identical pathways. Whoops. Is there a... Oh, goodness. Is there a terminus? Is there a point where this ends? Or loops? It'd be great if this took me back. That would be helpful information. It does. Okay. So... 1... I'm just gonna remind myself here. 2, 3, 3, 4. Right. So there are 4 nodes, at least at this level of the map. I'm gonna guess here it's gonna reverse my up and down. It did. But left and right work. Okay. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait. Oh no. I think I miscounted. Am I back? No way of knowing, really. Yes. Okay. I like the idea that many heroes... Okay. 1 to the right. 2 to the right. 3 to the right. And we're back on 4. Okay. Let's see what going up here does. Okay, a place full of beds. And here, I'm pressing up and it's going right. So will down go left? Yes. So I will just rotate my controller. And move. Can I inspect any of this stuff? No. Doesn't seem like it. Does this place loop? 1 bed. 2 beds. 3 beds. 4 beds. I think so. To my horror, though. I can't remember if I started the count at the first one or continued. But perhaps I'm just through. I don't know how much that tested my wisdom so much as my patience. The mirrored path lies beyond. Follow your reflection to cast the white boulders aside and clear the path. Should you stray, return to me and begin anew. Okay. So, Cube is in the mirror right now, and he's facing to the right. To the right. Down. Down. Okay. Right. Right. What about... Oh. Perhaps... Right, because you would see... Assuming cube is representing my cube, he would see his face when he was looking up. That makes sense. And the boulder vanished. We're through Now what's this? The portal appears to lead back outside. No! I don't want to leave. One mirror reveals the truth, the other lies. Okay. Well, let's trust the left mirror, and if it turns out to be lying, then we'll trust the right one next time. Left mirror lies. Alright. Not the most difficult logic puzzle I've ever solved. But it's a fun little puzzle. It's fine. There's nothing bad about the puzzle. Oh no. Truth, lie, and random. I assume. All three are betrayers, heed none. Okay, that's different. 3 liars. And so, move to the right. Move to the right. Move up. Move up. Move up. And up? I don't understand. Okay. Let's get off and reset. Ah. Okay. Thank you, Waffle Syrup. Good to know. I mean, great. I'd much rather that I just made a mechanical mistake than that I misunderstood what was going on. Right. Down. No, hold on. They're telling me to move down or left or right. Right? Okay. But it's not... Hey, if I made a mistake... Oh, I made a mistake here. I went up. Here it is. Here it is. I went up twice, and there's clearly one looking at me. I should go left. And then up. Up again. And then I bet it's going to be just right, because that's where the door is. But let's find it. Right. 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 And up. Cool. This is good preparation for tomorrow when I have to once again try to solve Alagner's puzzle storehouse, to finally get the notebook, to finally go back to the Wisps, to finally meet the Time Lord, and really get things cooking in Ultima 7 The Black Gate. Fortunately, with a full week to reflect, I came to one essential conclusion, which is that I went in there and just started using telekinesis to hit switches far in the future, assuming that would be the key to solving it. But why would that be the key to solving it? Not that it can't be. Maybe it is, and I'm doing it wrong. But it also seems like I might have just, because I got into the Buccaneer's Den tunnels with telekinesis, I'm like, this is the solution to everything. If that's not the solution, then what probably happened, pardon me, is that I overcomplicated things. Now I can't reset that thing to a neutral, to a state of nature. I can't put it back. But I think I'll be able to intuit or work out what are the places I could actually just go to right from the start. No, fortunately it's just cold enough here, British, that I can handle a little bit of agonizing over some jerk sage's stupid puzzle house. Yeah, so I suspect that I just missed something obvious, like either a switch that I can just access that I haven't pressed, or that I pressed too many times, or that I did not use... There's a bunch of locked doors that I can't figure out how to get through. And I do have the key to the storehouse. That might just work for multiple ones, or maybe my master key will work. My skeleton key. Oh. That arrow makes me uncomfortable. Oh. To advance without question is unwise. You may need to mirror your steps and retreat. Okay. Let's try. Is it going backwards? Through here? Or is that a hint for what's up ahead? Shouldn't be... Ah, well. That answers that. Can't just retreat here. Oh, but there's a new... No. Okay. It is a hint for what's up ahead. So just advancing might not be wise? Say that again. Aspect of cube. To advance with a question is unwise. You may need to mirror your steps and retreat. Anyway, I'm very excited to finally get that notebook. Because... I shouldn't even put this energy into the world, but I don't think that there are going to be any more links in the quest chain. I think the wisps are finally just going to be like, yes, thank you. You did the thing we want, now we'll do the thing we said. I don't think they're going to throw any additional quests at me. Knock on wood. And I think that meeting the Time Lord is going to be essential. Because what I suspect is that this Time Lord, whatever it is an extra dimensional being like the Guardian who will tell me about the Guardian. And that knowing about the Guardian is going to be what allows us... Because right now my active quests are down to just find Pirate Hook and find Elizabeth and Abraham. Both of whom I think I have a hint to go to the Isle of the Avatar, except they're not there. So I suspect there's probably some kind of progress flag I need to hit. And I bet it has something to do with the knowledge that the Time Lord will share with me. I hope. But at any rate, the Time Lord will surely share something with me and give me something to do. But it does feel like things might be starting to heat up. Okay. 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 Then I go out here. It can't possibly be wanting me to remember the exact... No. It wouldn't do that because the steps in the mirror puzzles were all controlled by the game to be full tile steps, but now we're just in the regular walking mode. It can't possibly expect me to remember the path I was on. But I can't go back. I don't know. Well, it's probably not as simple as a secret door in the wall. What if... Okay, here the arrow is up, arrow is up, arrow is down, arrow is down, arrow is up, up. Okay, just trust the arrow on the floor. I think the arrow by itself, without me trying to think about the aspect of Cube's words, would have been easier. Have I completed? The time-bound path lies beyond. It is your final challenge, okay. Conquer it to claim the gift of wisdom. The white boulders will open the path, but only in accordance with the flow of time. What the hell does that mean? I don't know. So does that mean... Okay. No, I don't want to go outside. So these are the white boulders. Okay. Now I'm somewhere. And now I'm somewhere. I'm back at the start. Okay. Repeat that once to take note here. Okay, a greenish flash. I'm not sure if the flashes will be different. And then there are 3 floating balls here. And the one that isn't here is the one in the position of the one I touched in the first place. So by the flow of time, does it just mean to go in clockwise order? Also a green flash, so... Oh! Yes, it does. I bet. Check me out. I'm so wise that I know how clocks rotate. It's a good thing we have an advanced artificial intelligence with us. I don't know how Boromaru and Sarah and Akira could have figured this one out on their own. Alright. What do we get? It's a 17 nanometer diode. So, Boromaru, you didn't recognize a data disk, albeit a futuristic data disk, but a thing that you can't actually see, you can identify. What's up with that? I assume that's equipment for our own beloved... Yes, it is. And it will make him quite impressive. I've never once looked at this second page that tells you what immunities and stuff you're going to get from the armor. And yet, I've been thriving in the game, so it's okay. Going outside. Very nice. Okay. 2 trials down. I'm taking a moment to look up a piece of information completely unrelated to what we're doing right now. Hold on 1 second. Legacy. Ending. Ah, here we are. Oh, sweet. This is great news for me. Okay. One more moment here, and then I'll reveal what I was up to. Nope. Okay. Well, I was trying to find out if there was an announced release date for the Suikoden remasters, and there may very well be, but I didn't find out what it was. So if anybody knows, let me know. But the really good news that I just discovered, and it makes sense. For some reason I had it in my head. I think the reason I had it in my head is because previously the only way to access these games on a even relatively contemporary console was through the PlayStation 3 store. Can't even get them in the PlayStation 4 or 5 stores. The Suikoden games. But they're being remastered, and the remasters will appear on the Switch, which is great, because just before I came up here, I was saying to Danielle, oh geez, if I'm going to do a PS5 game on stream, or 2 PS5 games, we got to figure out a living room streaming setup. And she was like, you're telling me that I'm not going to be able to use the living room? Like, I can't come downstairs on the weekends for hours? I was like, no, I'm not telling you that. You can come downstairs. But I understand where she's coming from. And if I don't need to set up in the living room, all the better. Not that it wouldn't quite possibly be more comfortable than this crummy chair. I should buy a nicer office chair. I use this for work and for play. And it's just like an okay office chair from IKEA. Should get some fancy ergonomic thing. Or I suppose if I just set it up so that I could see the screen, I could just sit in the comfortable armchair that I have behind me. Oh well. Okay. I mean, there just aren't that many places. Let's go towards the demon's lair. Something someone said to me this week gave me the impression that there's an alternate dark ending, but there's not just choose Orsted, destroy all life, or destroy all hope in the universe, but also Alright, come on. Oh, Deepest Dark. That sounds cool. Right, I've used this before. I want to use it again. Deepest Dark on the Lightbringer? That seems appropriate. Bye-bye. Alright. Take a look at your own impending deaths. The little goblin dudes. These kind of look like, if you've ever played Joe and Mac, or as I think it's called in the European territories, Caveman Ninja, a much more descriptive title. They kind of look like zombie Joe and Mac. The caveman. Zombie caveman ninjas. Towards the Mountain of Darkness. The Archon's Roost. So yeah, this person's... Because I said something about how I had got the bad ending by playing Orsted's chapter. But all I said was I got the bad ending. And he said the... like extinguish all the, you know, hate wins ending, or the something something like ultimate darkness ending. I was like, and so I was thinking, what could possibly cause the ultimate darkness ending? Because I didn't really see that there were any obvious choices I could have made in Orsted's or Odio's Dominion of Hate path. And I bet it's going to be a Dragon Quest type deal. At the end of the first Dragon Quest, when you finally reach the Dragon Lord, he says, "Ah, you know, you're mighty. You managed to make it all this way. Why don't you join me? We can rule the world together." And then you get a yes/no choice, and it's not a Morton's fork. If you say yeah, let's do it. All the white on the screen for like the text boxes and the frames and stuff turns red, and the Dragon Lord's like, "This is great," and then the game stands. You become the bad guy. I bet that Orsted, given his, you know, he has an ideological commitment now to the idea that being a hero is a foolish waste of time and ultimately makes no sense as a thing to do. I could absolutely see Orsted making a pitch to the heroes to be like, heroism is stupid. And if you accept that, instead of getting a Morton's fork, you get some really dark ending. So we'll find out. I'll make that choice the first time when I get there. Which might require me, I'm not sure, but it might cause me to have to play through again. Which is fine, because I would love to have a party with Sundown Kid and others. Who else is missing? Sundown Kid is not in this team. Obviously, the Earthen Heart Master is not. Oh, and Pogo. That'd be a fun team. Sundown, Pogo, Earthen Heart Master, and maybe Akira because he's got healing abilities. Well, here we are. Let's see what's up with this place this time around. Is it laid out differently? I don't know. I think the traditional path was back when Orsted was the hero, not the Dark Lord, was left and up. So I'm going right first to see if that leads to treasure or anything cool. Let's do the demented sex spin move. The technique of the lecherous magistrate. Actually, no. Let's do the absolutely coolest sounding ability, Deepest Dark. Boom. It's a useful skill, for sure. Ooh, the Devil's Due. I think it makes a lot of sense to use, makes storyline sense to use Akira's get inside their heads moves when you're fighting enemies that have this many different heads. I obtained in my level up, to go back to Frosthaven for a moment here, I obtained some great new abilities. So I got 2 perks. And so I took 1 perk where I'm going to replace a +0 card in my modifier deck with a card that says +1 or kill the attacking summon to make it a +4. So I could have my Shambling Skeleton doing an attack 2, and if I don't expect it to live long anyway, and I pull that card, I go, you know what? Let's make this an attack 6 and kill him. So that's fun. Then, Frosthaven also, and I bet that it does this for all characters, because before I even noticed this in my own character box, I was made aware of it through Rich's confusion over what the things meant. I don't know how resistant you're actually going to be, Grand Visages. Let's do the old Shuriken Barrage. Oh, you're resistant, Dragon Killer? Let's see about that. Oh, okay, fine. Oh, but he can't resist the fire tile that he stepped onto willingly. So the joke's on him. He was in the process of laughing at us and our feeble attacks when he was... Oh, wait. Oh, standing on fire. Oh, no. Like a vampire taunting you about how you fall into his clutches, not realizing that the sun's about to come up. That the sun is like cresting the horizon behind him. Yeah, so I definitely know that both the Blink Blade and the Bone Shaper have 3 perks that are just like, they don't affect the modifier deck. They're just like cool things. And you get your modifier deck replacement cards for each character also include 3 reminder cards that I guess you can put down in front of yourself too, so you don't forget you have these abilities now. And so I got one of those for the Bone Shaper, and it's the ability when any one of my allies takes damage that will exhaust them, I can take 2 damage and stop them from dying and have them actually just go down to 1 hit point. Pretty cool. Cool both. Take one of these things down. I want to find out how I can hurt that dragon. Boom. No, once per scenario, I should have said. I should have mentioned that. So it's not game, it would be game breaking, even with my low hit points, if I could do it that much. But I can do it enough to do it once. And any of my allies. So I could even, I don't know why I would want to, but I suppose there are situations where I might be like, I need that summon to get one more shot off, so I'll keep it alive. Because it's just my allies. Oof. His Dragonfire is a powerful attack. That's for sure. Hang in there, Akira. Akira is the one with a healing ability, so... Oh, wait. No. Cube's gonna have one. Ah, bummer. Oh no, he didn't go down. Sweet. Okay. Another one down. I was not expecting Cube to be poison vulnerable, but that's fine. I don't think it makes any sense, but okay. Well, if you say the poison is like also acid, it's not that hard to make up an explanation. Oh. Oh! Didn't hit him nearly as hard, which is great, because... Okay, what might do the trick here? I gotta target it with something, so I can see its resistances. It is resistant to everything. Okay, so... water. Not the attack itself, but hopefully the water tiles will do the same deal. Or maybe the water itself will do the trick. The water itself did not do the trick, but... hopefully... hell yeah, spiral knee. Boom. Water tile damage. Well, didn't kill it, but we're on the path for sure. You gotta self-care, buddy. If possible, I want to keep gaining experience, so I want to make sure he doesn't get taken out. Dragon fire. We're gonna be okay. Come on, water tiles. This isn't going to do any damage, but... or maybe it will. Shouldn't be a pessimist. Oh, in fact, there we go. Okay, perfect. Excellent. At the very least, Cube can spool up and take those things out. And then, when you level up in Gloomhaven, and so therefore in Frosthaven, you have 2 new ability cards that you can choose between. Or I suppose, technically, like if I hit level 3, I can go back and take the other level 2 if I wanted to, but I've never once done that, because I'm always excited about the new level ones. And often it's a difficult choice to make, because they kind of, pardon me, you know, you're picking, especially early on, like you're committing almost to a certain build. What path are you going to take? However, it turns out for the Bone Shaper, it looks like the 2 paths are be a better summoner with like more summon options, or just be better at doing the fighting yourself. And that's okay, but it's not nearly as fun as having more summons. So I just picked the new summon. So now I'll have the Raging Corpse fighting by my side, which sounds fun. I think this is just laid out the same. Perhaps there will be new elements to it. Or perhaps we will simply converge on the Dark Lord Odio and find out if we're any match for him. So far, Waffle Syrup, what I'm finding... one thing that I gotta mention is that I never played a summoner character. Like, I never played the Beast Tyrant, and I never played the Summoner in Gloomhaven. So I've had summons. My first character ever was the Spellweaver, and she's got a couple of summons. Or at least she had one summon that I actually took, I think. And obviously the Diviner had the Ghost Birds, which I loved, but largely as a gimmick. Although they did come in handy a few times. The cool thing about the Bone Shaper, at least, is that her summons are... Cooldown Hell, that'll do it. Her summons are... First of all, she has a lot, so the fact that summons get taken out pretty easily. She has more summons to have. On top of that, her basic summons, the Shambling Skeletons, she can summon... they are lost cards. So when they're killed, the card just goes in the discard pile and she can summon another one. That's pretty good. And then, on top of that, she has both, like, the recommended item for her to take is itself an item that lets her give shield 2 to her summons when they're attacked. Like, it's armor, but she's wearing it, but it's protecting them. So that helps keep the summons alive. Because one of the worst things about summons in base Gloomhaven is just that they die so quickly that you often just summon them and then watch them die. Especially if your allies aren't going to put the work in to help you keep them alive. So the Bone Shaper addresses all of those problems. And then, on top of that, there's one very helpful new rule, which is in an empty room when your summon gets a turn. You can choose to have it move towards you instead of just standing still because it has no target. I wish you could choose to move it towards the door, but even the choice to come towards you or not helps a little. I have run in a couple times to problems where just I got my summons and we just leave them behind and I never get to the last room and the other characters do the last room without me. But that is partially a summon management issue on me. I think by the time I get a bit better at this character, I won't have that problem either. And yeah, so I'm enjoying being the summon. It's cool so far. And I only just got a even pretty good summon. This Raging Corpse, which is it has high hit points. And also, I have other abilities. I have an ability that can protect my summons from retaliate. Now that I think about it, that would have been useful in the scenario we just completed, because my summons mainly were fighting the hounds that were chasing us. And hounds have retaliate innately. But yeah, so I'm finding it pretty fun so far. I'm enjoying being a summoner. And just as a general matter, I'm excited for whatever character I play next. And I'm excited watching my friends' characters develop. And I'm excited for the characters they play next. Because it's a whole new set of characters. And what I'm finding so far is they all seem cool. Oof.
Yeah.
These zombie Joe and Mac looking dudes are tough. Yeah, the bear is a whole different story with the Beast Tyrant. That is more useful, especially because the Beast Tyrant has those really helpful swap the location of figures abilities. Oh no. Akira, we hardly knew ye. Alright, well, Boromaru's almost charged. I certainly hope this takes a bunch of them down. Asked and answered. Alright. Oh, and it's done the Lightbringer, which is a pretty cool name for what you could also just call Big Ostrich. It's a more creative name for that large armor. Oh, we got some Wild Heart armor. Presumably picked off of one of the zombie caveman ninjas. Is that any good, though? He can't even wear it. I can see both Akira and Masara being candidates for the Wild Heart armor on account of their wild hearts, right? There we go. So, it'll slightly reduce his physical attack and his speed, but significantly increases his defense. I think I'll try it. I think off to the left is advancing towards the Archon's official roosting place. Yeah, great. So this is so far just the standard layout. The evil of Odio has not warped the terrain, even as it has obviously done some shit to this place. Just get down to business. I assume sometimes this move can fail or miss, maybe as only a 70% hit rate or something, but I don't know that that's true, and whatever it is, it's high enough that I'm getting my kills every time. Intuitively, it also feels like Cube should be not resistant, but in fact weak to electrical attacks. But I will accept him being resistant to them. I can live with the oddness of that trait. So another neat thing about the Bone Shaper, it's not an advantage she has, it's quite the opposite. But she kind of works on the same principle as the cultists, in that she summons by causing herself 2 damage for most of her summons, at least the ones that seem like they are reanimated flesh. She can summon a wraith without hurting herself, but she hurts herself for the skeletons and this raging corpse that I just got. And she has various like healing. She has this big ass healing move she can do for allies that involves hurting herself. And now I have this perk where I can hurt myself to stop one of my allies once from dying per scenario. So it adds a cool management aspect to the character that's kind of neat. And just flavor wise, it's cool. And then on top of that, she has a level 1 ability called Malicious Conversion that is a fairly strong melee attack that she does, that if she hits it and gets a kill with it, she can take a summon out of her discard pile and just summon it and take -2 to the damage, which so far is 100% of the damage for any summon damage. She's got that going for her, and she's got some control the summons moves. She's got a move where she can move 2, and then she can also have a summon move 2. She's got a move where she can just give the summoner a turn that she controls. So definitely a step up from the Gloomhaven summon experience. Overall, I would say that Frosthaven is, so far at least, just doing a great job of being a sequel to Gloomhaven in the sense of recognizing what worked in Gloomhaven and what had potential but wasn't quite there, and what could be grafted on to Gloomhaven, in which I guess is similar, is close to the what had potential but wasn't quite there. So I'm finding the metagame a lot better. The whole Outpost experience better than just base Gloomhaven's, do an event, do a city event. Rich is not won over yet, but I'm feeling it thus far. Yeah, just keep it simple sometimes. A little Shadow Slash. Of course, they're going to resist like everything. Except 6 feet under. Picture your deaths, you terrible head things. When that move gets the kill, was their vision of their impending death, of them being so traumatized by the vision of their impending death that they die? Because that's quite a conceptual loop. Let's try this Mazer Cannon on the Gramoth. Alright. I'm going about this. Could be doing this better. Well, kill this one right now. That'll improve the state of things. When Cube gets another turn, which he will, the time will come. He can... Yeah, let's do the old mother's shame. Cube can possibly, on his next turn, get Masara moving if he hasn't overcome paralysis on his own. Well, that wasn't much. Oh! He's overcome paralysis on his own. Cube's in a tight spot. But I think he'll be okay. And as I was hoping, that's a very powerful attack. Great. Here. And I'll get the Shuriken Barrage going. Hang in there, Cube. Good thing Cube is also overall pretty element resistant. Ah, that was a letdown. But can he absorb any? No. He just has very strong resistance in most cases. Okay, I'll leave it up to Cube or Messiah to take down the other head monster thing. There we go. This'll do it for sure. And then back in business. Another thing that I'm enjoying getting into as we keep going with Frosthaven is that feels like it took a lot of so far at least a bit of it, some inspiration from the ideas introduced in Forgotten Circles that maybe didn't quite work, including we're getting into the gimmick scenarios faster, but so far they just feel they're not as overwhelming with the gimmicks, and maybe there will be some overwhelming ones. I mean, at the very least, Marcus designed some scenarios in Frosthaven, and Burner Account, who just very recently in the last couple of weeks got his copy of Frosthaven, has already messaged me to be like, fucking Marcus. So I gather he's going to keep doing his thing. But like we're the next scenario we're going to do has like a number of cool gimmicks. It's in an ancient tower, like a ancient technology plotline. So like taking the golems and the artilleries from last time around and supplementing them with more cool ancient robot type characters that we can fight. And it's friggin' mammoth. Well, put the heel hook on him. Not enough. Spool up. Hope for the best. Oh, I should have done force shutdown. Ah, that did the trick. Great. So the map layout for this scenario, it's all one room in a sense. Like all the tiles are available right at the start. And you start in a room with a bunch of robot monster things. And then the other 3 tiles represent like a mezzanine. And up in the mezzanine, there's a Chaos Demon. And the goal of the scenario is just to beat the Chaos Demon. New type of demon. Pardon me. That I presume will somehow, be throwing out all the different elements. So, down at the bottom, where you start, starting with the second round and every round after that, it's going to spawn a second type of robot, and then at the end of every round, the Chaos Demon will heal itself based on how many of that second type of robot are still alive. Part 3 of the gimmick is that there is an elevator. It's not described as an elevator because the special rules focus exclusively on mechanics. So if you stand on one of these 2 tiles, you can teleport to these tiles, which takes you from the opening area to the mezzanine, the overhang. And once you're up there, only one character can go up there, where the demon is. Because the elevator presumably like fuses or just we don't know what the hell it is. We're from a much less technologically advanced society. And so one character alone has to go up to fight the Chaos Demon, while the other characters have to keep the count of ruined machine monsters down so that the Chaos Demon can't keep healing itself. And then the one other deal is that for both the Chaos Demon and whichever character goes up to fight in the mezzanine, every ranged attack from anywhere in the mezzanine in the 3 tiles can hit anybody in the lower level. So right from the start, that Chaos Demon might be harrying us with ranged attacks, even though it's technically far away hex-wise. And also, if whichever character we send up has, like a multi-target attack or an area attack, that maybe the best thing they can do this round is help reduce the number of the machines that will heal the boss. It's not a boss, but the special Chaos Demon. Maybe it makes sense for them to take advantage of that. So put those all together, and it's a lot of little rules, but they all make so much sense in terms of like crafting the location and setting the scene that I think they'll be pretty easy to keep track of. And I think that sounds like a cool gimmick. So I'm really enjoying Frosty. Well, my buddy the Breakman is watching YouTube videos on his Switch. And whatever you want to do on the Switch. I am going to ask him, is that really maybe I should check out, is the Switch YouTube app just actually really good? It doesn't seem like the first place I would go in order to watch a YouTube video. Well, maybe it's great. I don't know. I'll say back in the good old days of the Wii U, that thing was a friggin' living... It was funny because I think it was the Xbox 360 that when they launched it, they were like, we want this to be your living room device. And they crammed it with so many features that nobody wanted that they wound up walking it all back and being like, sorry, now it's just a video game console. We won't do that again. We're sorry. Meanwhile, the Wii U was never saying any of that stuff, but just the simplicity of the gamepad touchscreen was such a great way to do Netflix, YouTube, whatever you wanted to watch on your television at the moment. And also, another cool feature the Wii U had was that the Wii U gamepad, in addition to being a game controller with a touchscreen built in, enabling whatever gameplay things you might like, and also touchscreen control for your YouTube app or your Netflix, it also functioned as a universal remote. So you just had one button on it that said TV, and you pressed it, and a TV remote overlay came up, and you can control your television. Friggin' amazing. I will go to my grave. I mean, maybe. Or maybe I won't be so worked up about it when I'm older. Or maybe people will come around and acknowledge that actually, oh no, first time that hasn't actually got the one-hit kill. Maybe conventional wisdom will shift. But I saw someone on Twitter just yesterday being like, the Wii U was a failed console that sucked. And any of you idiots who are saying that you actually think it was good are just kidding yourselves. And oh, it had good games? No, it didn't. It had bad games, or it had games that were trapped and ruined because they were on a bad console. It's just not the case. The Wii U got a raw deal. They shouldn't have named it something that made it confusing to average consumers. Is this something new? Is this an add-on for my Wii? But I sure did love it. I had a very high attach rate. I bought a lot of Wii U games, and I played the hell out of it. It was great. Pour one out. Well, at least it's very, very high damage. And this time, possibly high enough to get the job done. Yes. Great. I guess if you have the Switch in handheld mode, using it like a tablet, that would make sense as a... No, this is backtracking. That would make sense as a way of engaging with YouTube videos. I think I just answered my own question. It's probably not watching them on television. Oh man, with these Grammets. Alright, get to work, Oboromaru. We're gonna hit this guy with the one-hit kill move as many times as it takes. Does do. Takahara, take care of this. Do you have a hammer move? He does not. So instead, let's hit it with the big German. Yeah, because how's this floating, this, what is it called, dread bulb? How is it going to tuck its chin? Can't do it. You can't do it, my friends. So you can't take that bump safely. For all that he's vulnerable to that, it doesn't really do all that much, but fortunately he hasn't created water tiles, so we're gonna get this situation under control pretty quick. Here come the water tiles. I asked for that one. Nonetheless, I think we're gonna get this done. Spiral knee. I hope. Come on. 65 damage. Or 102. Anything greater than 62 or 62. Anything greater than 61 would be good enough for me. We got a Joshua tree seed. Is that the first one of those I've gotten? Yes, or at least at this point. Okay. Restore hit points. Remove detrimental status effects. That's what I would expect an item called a Joshua tree seed to do. How am I for time here? Got started late, and I can't go super late. Just because I have things to do. I got books to read for background research and interview prep, because that's another thing I got to do with this author that I'm working with. Part of his research process is interviewing people, and accordingly, I got to sit in on the interviews. I got to contribute, make sure that we cover the bases properly, take a bunch of notes, and then turn those notes into something useful for the author. So when the people that we're interviewing are themselves have written books or have whatever, what have you. You gotta do some self-care, Kira. You have to have read those books. There are worse ways to make a living than reading books. Some of the books I've read so far for this have been really good, and some of them have been alright. None of them have been terrible, and yet, whatever. Get paid by the hour. It's been pretty cool so far. It's been fun. I have a problem where people always ask me to do things, and I'm always just like, yeah, sure, I'm a helpful guy. I'll do what you asked me to do if it's physically possible for me to be there based on my other commitments. And people know that about me, and so I'm often, I suspect, their first resort when they're looking for someone. And so I got roped into being the school mascot at a community event this week. And I gotta say, whole new, I don't mean that I had a lack of respect for professional mascots before, but like professional level mascots who are like out there doing real stuff. Whole new level of respect once you've actually put the giant comical head on and tried to do anything with it. Because whew, your body temperature goes skyrocketing almost immediately, even despite the fact that you're wearing like a flak jacket made of ice packs underneath that thing. Like, it's thick. It's not that heavy, but it's thick. and it's really just gonna make it absolutely miserable. Okay. We might be in a bit of a situation with this dragon thing because the method I found for defeating it so far was Cube's physical attack. Anybody's physical attack do some damage to it? I guess we'll find it. Or maybe we won't find out just yet. Water tile damage. Makes sense that water is bad for Cube. Alright, let's get this one finished off. If that dragon thing moves at all, it's going into damage tiles. Uh-oh. Alright, try punching this thing. Holy smackdown, come on. Any damage at all. Yeah, okay. So his physical, his elemental or special damage resistance is approaching infinite, if not infinite. His physical attack resistance is just very strong, which is not enough. Unicorn horn. Well, in keeping with the idea of making Cube just look very, very cute, I'm gonna put a unicorn horn on him too. If he gets this off, it's awesome. Because these caveman dudes are horrid. What can Akira do quickly that might be helpful too? This is good. I want to do something to them, and maybe it'll defeat them. Because they're not super impressive in their hardiness. They just hit real, real hard. Well, now I wish I'd just done Deepest Dark. Whatever. Got the job done. When I do play Pool of Radiance, while I'm going back, see, this is a deviation from my normal play the original. Because I've already played the original Live Live. And I really, really like the aesthetic of this remake. So, I don't mind doing the remake. But generally I've tried to do games in their original form. For example, I am suffering through base Ultima 7 without any of the quality of life improvements provided by the Exalt Ultima 7 engine emulator and its mods. Including the ability to, apparently someone has developed a mod where you can turn the whole game field 45 degrees and just make it look like a normal isometric RPG. With no further changes. Like if you haven't looked, like Waffle Syrup, if you're still there, if you haven't seen it yet, just see if you can find some screenshots of this corrected perspective. Exact same graphics, but just turn it like every isometric RPG that we're used to. And it just looks exactly like them. It was the potential was within them all along. Well, bear I think is my biggest threat here. What's the bear specifically vulnerable to? Jumping type attacks. Well, Kira doesn't do that. He's a surly teenager. He's not going to be out there leaping about. People might judge him. Oh, of course. A tiny damage attack, but it got the job done in terms of... well, interrupting the Phoenix Call. Well, let's make this Ravenous Bear pay. The Tornado Press. Which really looks, when Sarah executes it, really just kind of looks like a regular flying splash. Like he's just jumping and hitting his body on them. I guess he spins a bit before he resolves, but... I don't know. Can we take the bear down? It is resistant to spool up, but I got a good feeling. Yeah. I'll be playing the... so, to go back to my thought, I will be playing the original Pool of Radiance, but I am going to use... there is a trainer program available, and I'm going to use it for one reason, which is to take a feature that they added in the second Gold Box game, Curse of the Azure Bonds, and bring it back. And that one feature is called the Fix command. When you camp in any Gold Box game after Pool of Radiance, and you can use Fix, and it will just run the loop of having your clerics memorize and then cast their heal spells as many times as they need to in order to restore the party. In vanilla Pool of Radiance, there's no such kindness. Instead, you need to go through the menus, declare that your clerics are going to memorize Cure Light Wounds as many times as they have slots, rest, awaken from the rest, cast the spells manually, see how many more you need, do it again, do it again, do it again. Okay, finally. And then figure out what spells you actually want them to bring to the battles, and memorize those, and then carry on. Can't do it. So I am going to grant myself, pardon me, that much mod reprieve. I will manage my inventory in Ultima 7, and I will feed by hand all of my stupid jerk companions who refuse to feed themselves like the grown adults they clearly are. But I will not. I cannot and I will not do that much just tedious pressing of buttons when the series itself immediately recognized this was bad game design and introduced a feature to just do it automatically for you. It doesn't change any of the rules of the game. Bird of Paradise Tail Feather. I think that is an Oboromaru accessory, if it's good for him. And it is pretty good. Feather taken from a beguiling bird that rends its prey asunder with bladed shards. I don't know if I would name that... if that was the notable feature of a bird, I'm not sure that I would name the bird the Bird of Paradise. I might call it something like the Bird of Talons, or the Slash Bird. So the route towards, because it doesn't look like we're going to see any changes, the route towards Odio the Dark Lord is to the left, so obviously. I'm going to go this way first. Izanagi or Inazagi. Not sure if I got the Z and N in the right order there. I mean, I said both possibilities, so I did get it right, but you see what I'm saying. It's good to have. Golden Top Knot. That also sounds cool for Boromaru. Sacrificing defense for attack. The unmistakable proof of a warrior's conviction in the golden land of Sibangu. Okay, it's not that it's lowering his defense, it's just it's not providing defense, whereas the Genji helm does. Well, I mean, you know, if we're fighting Orsted or Odio and can't get it done, because Orochimaru keeps getting taken out. I'll try to kill him. Claustrophilia. Interesting. Obviously, I can put together what that would mean etymologically. So it's the enemy is a female demon, scantily clad, who has 4 arms, although 2 of them end with just like big weights instead of hands. So what we're dealing with here is a demon who you are tempted to allow to embrace you. Not sure I would feel that temptation. I think I would feel claustrophobia if that demon was trying to embrace me.
Yes.
Whereas I can see why the much cuter fairy enemies here are called entomophilia, because it's like, okay, yeah, if the kind of bug we're talking about just looks like a pretty human woman, yeah, okay, fine. I'm not afraid of that. All right. Well, you wouldn't think that the cross heel hold would necessarily be that devastating on account of what does it matter to these flying fairy enemies if they have a broken ankle? And yet, turns out it's an Achilles kind of deal. Destroy the heel and you're defeated. Kaboom! Gotta move closer. She hits us all. Hopefully that doesn't drop anybody. It did not. Great. Well, we should do it. Okay. You know what, now that I think about it, if it's going to turn out that... Ooh, the Mantis Fist. It's going to turn out Judgment Day. Akira's got an ability called Judgment Day now. If it's going to turn out that I suppose this fist item, unless it can be equipped in place of the Bang Glove, Mantis Fist, so it can, but it sucks. Okay. If it's going to turn out that Orsted is going to give us the option, and if the first time, I want to save the good ending for last, so I'm going to accept it. I might be doing all this preparation for nothing, because there might not be any boss fight. Then again, there could be a more than one form, and he makes the offer halfway. Might also just be the case that just load the one save, get it done, right from outside the door. But I think doing this a second time won't be too bad. Buy me a little bit more time to make sure I have the Pool of Radiance trainer, the gold box companion app functioning, and that I've created some of the characters so that we don't have to do all of that live. A golden burial gown. I don't know if that actually sounds like something I want to put on. And yet, is it really, really good? No. Gown of one who courted a demon, and their soul was poisoned. Yikes. Never really seems to turn out good when you cavort with demons in any way. Or at least that's what fiction would have us believe. Alright, get immediately to work on the mighty Gramoth, because the dread bulbs aren't going to be no thing.
そこか。もらった。裁きを受けな。いただけ。
Excellent. Right, let's try the forced shutdown. All it does is attempt to induce sleep, but he's vulnerable to it, so hopefully it works. Oh, but he's going to passively heal himself anyway. Oh, it does do damage. And it worked. Awesome. Got no complaints about that result. Even though I am going to wake him up immediately. And water tile damage, yeah. It's a nice thought to think that it would finish him off right there. With a big German on a mammoth. Obviously, the ultimate JRPG absurd suplex is Sabin hitting his suplex, which is also a German-looking suplex. Yeah. It's certainly not a conventional vertical suplex. On the Ghost Train, on the Phantom Train in Final Fantasy VI. And that is not just something you get to imagine happening. You get to see it. He actually does pick the train up and soar into the air, and it's very funny. Ah, the Mantis Fist can be equipped as an accessory. Take it, Orochimaru. And you take the Eye of Argos. Because Kira does a lot of special attacks, of course. Fertility Charm. And a number 9 potion. I feel like the Fertility Charm, if it's there, if I do this a second time and it's also there, I'll put it on Pogo, because that feels like a Pogo thing. Because Pogo's whole story arc is literally about how he invented language because of how excited he was the first time he had sex. Oh, neat. 2 nobles sending their dogs to fight us all. Ooh, Death Blossom. Let's see how this works. Judgment Day. Force enemies to see the end of the world and beg for mercy. Give it a shot, Akira. Although it's not optimized in its aim now, but Orochimaru's move was awesome and took a bunch of the minute. Oh, and then he got interrupted. Alright, Takahara, do you have anything that can get you there? Yes, you do. Spiral Knee on Tsunayoshi. One hit kill? No, because he can't get past. He has to hit the in-between ones first. Is that all? Ah, there's no in-between ones, though. For Q. Alright. This might wind up taking out not only the leader. Oh, never mind. I didn't aim it right, and it didn't take out the leader. I don't think it's going to be a problem. Oh, that's your plan? Very mild healing and a stat buff? Just going to kill you with an ordinary basic attack, just to show you. Oh! Just to show you that you were never a threat. Holy smokes. Okay, fine. You're a bit of a threat. Now eat this Frankensteiner and go to hell. Okay. Well, you just get it done, Cube. Problem solved. Alright, good. We didn't have to kill 5 of the puppies. I feel good about that. Get enough dog killing in Ultima 7. I definitely have to do this one more time just to like find out what kind of crazy skills will Sundown develop. And will some of the trials swap out? Like, will the Trial of Keys just always be the one that you get into town, or can Sundown have his own trials? There's lots to be curious about. Let's try Death Blossom on the thing. Meanwhile, Akira can take this one out easily. The Holy Smackdown. In fact, that's probably overkill. In fact, maybe it was a bad move. Oh, no. No interrupt. Boom! Excellent. Not necessarily any more impressive than the Deepest Dark that immediately activates. So perhaps I'll just rely on that instead. Oh, put him to sleep, got the interrupt. We're in good condition here. Terrible way to wake up. In German suplex. And you're done. Huge haunch and meat. I assume that came not off the Dread Bulbs, but off the Mammoth. We are drawing very, very close to the moments of truth. Now, the one, I want to see the endings. So if I'm right, if my assumption is correct, and Orsted offers this the chance to renounce heroism alongside him, I'm going to make it, but I don't actually find it plausible that any of these none of these characters had the kind of experience Orsted had. Oh, that's not. Who are their enemies? Boromaru, take a look.
Ode.
So we should look at all the ones. Well, should we look at them all? But probably we're only going to get. Probably only going to get dialogue for. Yeah, in fact, you can only examine the ones that are relevant to the people you have with you. Well, you should remember him. You fought him to the death after he told you that he killed all of your honored opponents, just very shortly before you were teleported here. Is Cube gonna have dialogue? No. But he knows. He knows what he saw. Okay. Big moment coming up. So, I'm gonna run to the washroom, and then we're gonna see what's beyond this door. Hang tight, gang. Alright. Here we go. Hates promise. Will it open? Be very disappointing at this point. Not that I object to doing more quests. It's not like this has been a long game that's overstayed its welcome. But it would be disappointing if it was like, oh no, we haven't found the something and we had to go back and like explore the mountain more. Just because it feels like we're coming to the climactic moments here. Okay. It's just going to be when we start to leave, yeah. He wants to talk. He's going to make us some kind of offer about becoming evil. And even though I don't think it makes sense for the characters, we're going to take it in the interest of finding out what happens. Which runs counter to my philosophy, but I want to see this bleak-ass ending. If it exists. If this is the way to it. Oh hey, it doesn't look like Orsted anymore. He's been consumed. I will come up with some sort of headcanon explanation. Something about... I'll figure it out. I need to explain it somehow. I do not see why Boromaru is, or any of these guys are suddenly going to be like, yeah. Or, and maybe I'm just totally off base here. We're just going to have to fight this guy. A guy who, like, I don't know if the original Lord of Dark was also Odio. And good wordplay, by the way, Wolf Syrup. Like, or if Orsted chose the name Odio when he assumed the throne of the Dark Lord, or the Lord of Dark. But either way, he's fond enough of the name that when he sent his essence out to create the 7 enemies, he was like, gotta work this Odio thing into all of their names too. So, I'm getting the feeling that he has actually summoned the heroes here. They haven't been summoned by some force that wants them to be good. He summoned them all just to be like, come on. You can't just see that being a hero sucks. That was the whole point of my life. My life story was all just leading up to the message that you shouldn't be a hero. I mean, I would say sure, they could be. Depends on how they comport themselves in other parts of their lives. I will say that Orsted's experiences do, in that, excellent Batman villain origin story kind of way. Thinking of Batman the Animated Series origin episodes, they do provide a neat, psychologically I understand how Orsted got here, even if I think that this is not really the right way to go. Just for the record, I am personally morally opposed to becoming the Lord of Dark.
2つ目、今度は君たち自身の
Nice wordplay, Dark Lord. For wheel, for woe. For what?
君たちは一体何
Maybe instead of heroism, maybe if Orsted had gone down the path of marketing, he would have ended up in a better place.
自分を生み出してくれた親のため己自身の強さのためか
Obviously, that's Masada.
ああ、そうさ。俺は強くなりたかったんだ。誰よりもな。体制に対する怒りか。しのぐの言ってんじゃねえ。
That's exactly what Akira would say. This is,
やるんなら、
you know,
ちょっと突破始めようぜ。
this is not the like preeminent story-driven RPG of its era by any means, but these characters are well sketched.
忍びの鉄の掟のため
Well, no. Oboromaru chose to leave his clan in the name of seeking the betterment of all of Nippon, or Japan.
拙者は己の道を信ずるのみ。それもよかろう。幸い君たちは戦えなかった。大切なものを手に入れた。それらも所詮一方的な欲望ではない。
Ooh. Worsted is hitting us with the philosophical equivalent of that episode of Friends where Phoebe becomes filled with despair over the fact that she can't figure out how to do a good deed that doesn't make her feel good and therefore seems selfish.
自分にとって大切なもの、それを守るためなら他者を傷つけて良いというの。 この世界に住んでいた醜い人形たちと同じだ。
Okay, so Odio did not create his own emptied out version of the kingdom. He, at least this is implying, he did kill all the people. He emptied this place out.
あいつらと同じように己の生き様を後悔しながら させてやろう。悩みと苦しみに満ちたその罪深き人生に。
Maybe he's not going to offer us a choice. Perhaps I got over my skis here with assumptions. Ooh. Suitably freaky. The eyes, the brow, and the maw of Odio. Alright. You know what, though? I also do like just not joining the bad guy just for the sake of seeing the dark ending. Doing the good thing. Stopping the bad guy. Or perhaps we stop him and then he's like, are you sure, though? Are you sure you don't want to be evil? Let's find it. Okay. Choosing Shuriken Barrage for the sake of taking a look at their strengths and weaknesses. The Maw is weak to star moves and slash moves. The eyes are both weak to thrust, fire, and dirt, which earth moves. That makes a lot of sense. And then the brow of Odio has no weaknesses. Okay. Well, let's drop the Death Blossom on the Maw, and we can catch an eye with it too. Can we catch them all? Yes, we can. Okay. Akira's got the really good Judgment Day move. Was this already... Hold on. Is Judgment Day already going to hit? Yeah. They're both going to resist it, but the Maw is vulnerable, and that's, I mean, good strategy in a multi-enemy boss fight is to take something out. So we'll be going for the mouth first, I guess. Ooh. Except that Masara, of course, is going to have neither. Neither kind of thing. So perhaps I should get him to go do the Mano Toss, hurl an enemy in the air, and send him flying. How does that even work against this giant eye? We'll find out. That was effective. It's good that the way the party just sorted itself, I've got one healer on each side. Especially because Takara is already in trouble. Of course, this is also the time to go nuts consuming the healing items, which I will do. Oh yeah, just pick it up, drop it. It hurts. I mean, if somebody pulled your eye out and smashed it down, tossed it up in the air and let it drop on the floor, it certainly couldn't possibly feel good. Move paralysis, petrification, and poison? No. Okay, well, nonetheless. Wait, will this... No. And very minor is worse than just minor, so... Data recovery. It's an area of effect. Not as good as I was hoping in terms of healing. So, probably when Masara's turn comes, I gotta have him consume something. Oh, goodness gracious. We're gonna lose Cube, like, immediately. Not good. Yikes. Okay. Oh, Cube, we hardly knew ye. So I gotta do this a second time, it seems plausible. Okay. Remove detrimental status effects, but I only have one. What else? Huge haunch of meat. Got a couple. I'll do the Alice Biscuit first. Why not? Okay. I think in practice, something faster. And also not provoking this counterattack. Oh, counter heal. Oh, that sucks. Oh, counter heal and buff. And the eye gets a big counter. Yikes. Alright. Here's the plan. Such as it is. Kira's gotta heal himself. Oh man, and he's got... Okay. Got no slashing moves. So I'll just do the old... big old German suplex on this mouth. So killing the mouth quick on second attempt, as it seems quite possible to do, it seems essential. Okay, come on, Akira. Item. Do we have an area of effect healing item? All allies with an area. We only have one peach bun. We have no choice but to go for it. Getting the mouth out of the way is going to allow the party to gang up on an eye, and also for everyone to benefit from the same healing. Let's get in there and use the non-charging darkest, deepest dark move. Just do high damage to the mouth, to the maw. Oh no. Can't. Gotta stop our boy from going down. Self-heal. Oh, wow. Okay. Mental note. Izanagi scrolls are amazing. And perhaps, if we gotta do this a second time, which seems real possible, it might actually be wise to prioritize using the... What am I trying to say? Prioritize using them early while we're dealing with the problem. No, it's just not good enough on its own. It doesn't do enough damage to the maw to justify giving it up. I feel like we're not going to be able to get the maw to sleep, but what if we could? Why not hope against all hope? What else might be good? You know what? If I can weaken this thing in all aspects, that's good. I can't, but it would have been good. Keep on my water here while I wait for a turn. Ah! It froze the maw in time, although it also provokes this healing counterattack, which we really don't want to be provoking. I assume when the eyes and the maw are defeated that the brow will open up and reveal itself to be, pure Odio. Or perhaps you kill them all and there's a second form. Which already sucks. Alright. Yeah, this maw is not more damage than it was. I gotta do damage here. Not much damage. This thing's not taking a lot of physical damage. Perhaps Masara should not be even trying to help me. Except for stopping any time was obviously beneficial. But he ought to do that sooner. Okay. If this attempt doesn't work out, concepts are coming into focus for what I might do. Oh, also, I gotta look at what the attack consumable items are coded as, because I might be able to get some damage in that way. Hold on. This guy's weak to slash and sparkle. Doesn't seem likely that any of the... No. No. Okay. You get back to that eye then, Masaru. At least it's vulnerable. Even if it doesn't really take a ton of... Oh, and you missed. Okay. Not great. I wonder if there are more things I could find that would make the characters better. Because otherwise, Masaru doesn't seem greatly suited to this fight. In a final analysis. I'm just gonna keep it real basic here. Oh, the thing unpaused and went super fast. Well, now I know what to do, at least, with... Would have been nice if that had landed. But, what are you gonna do? Oh, we've already used 2 of these. I will... Ah, the Kira could go down so easily. Just do self-care, Akira. Just stay in the game. And let's try this again. If we can freeze this thing a second time. Can't. But, got some debuffs on it. Losing cube early definitely hurt the cause. Okay. That was a real good hit, and the Moth is finished. There's hope. There's hope. Gotta use another one of these scrolls, though, because we don't have another way to quickly heal Masaru. And if either of those eyes gets a hit on him, he's down. Okay. Just gotta do our best. You know what? If this worked to stop the thing in time, it'd be great. Let's try it again. Try this one more time. Gets the hit, but even with the vulnerability, it's not really doing much. Whereas Oboromaru can come forward and use a fire area of effect. Oh, the eye is moved. It's kind of gross to think about. This is a good move if we get it off. Use ability-based healing while we can. And let's find out. What do other moves do to the eye? Hit it with a big German. Boom. No, nothing much. No status effects. And took a significant hit there. Use this right away. How does it do? Makes it much better. I should reinvestigate what I could equip on people if I have to make a second attempt. Because it would be great. No, they don't seem to be. No matter what Final Fantasy VI told us. Try it again, though. One more time. No. It's possible I also have not optimized Masaru well to have good physical attack. But it also just seems like maybe he is not really a great guy to have on call for this particular fight. We'll see. Making good progress on the eyes, although obviously they're both about to get healed. Not too greatly. Pretty nice healing for the right eye. Or I guess it's the left eye. That's on arrow. Kira's gonna go down from this. No, he's not. Yes, he is. But Masaru, who has nothing better to do, can use... We still have 2 of these. Maybe the brow will be more susceptible to Masaru's techniques. Maybe that's where he can shine. That could be better. Should I do Phoenix Call again? You know what? Yeah, that's a theory that is not working out, British, but it makes a lot of sense. I mean, a literally very common storyline in a professional wrestling match is to have a really big, clubbering, giant heel monster wrestler against a little babyface who has good technical moves. And their whole thing is taking out the vertical base of that monster. I'm going to try the dirt in the eye approach. Meanwhile, though... Alright, yes. Masaru, you gotta get those stats up. This isn't super effective, but... charges very quickly. It doesn't charge. It's instantaneous. Thermostat claims it's 19 degrees Celsius in here, but it feels like it's getting cold and getting cold. That was pretty good. Not as good on the whole, I think, as the other one was, except it didn't trigger a counter heal by the boss, by the brow, so... Oh, it just occurred to me. It's kind of funny that not funny, but appropriate that the brow protects the eyes. Okay. Kira, you take a step back and keep Oboromaru alive. If we can hang on to that one last Izanagi scroll for a little bit longer, it'd be great. Haha! The dirt in the eye reduced the accuracy. It paid off. Nah. Stick with who brung you to the dance. I'll hit him with a Dusk Veil again. Okay, let's see. Did focus make Takahara... Did it open him up to really contributing more here? No, it certainly did not. The accuracy boost didn't even enable him to land a hit. Oh, for fuck's sake. I also do not like that that happened. Let's try to get this one taken out. Very close. Okay, come on. Something's gotta do something. Oh, hey. Here's Takahara's big moment. No, none of his moves can bridge the gap, can they? Oh, the Tornado Press Kit. Okay, that's fun. comes flying across the gap, hits a big splash and destroys the eyes. Or the left eye, at least. The right eye, sorry. No, of course not. But it was a beautiful dream. Oh no. That's a drain and heal maneuver. Well, hopefully it does nothing for you in the end. Haha! So, I mean, the only hope of Takahara being useful here is if he's good against the brow. So it's time for him to slowly walk around the pit. And it will also be time for these two to do the same. They just gotta do it carefully. To try to stay out of the eye's attack range. For now, I'll just do a Shuriken Barrage from here. It's not weak against it or anything, but it's not strong against it either. And then Akira can come along, do the healing touch. We're gonna swap positions. It's not bad. Miss, 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 miss. It hit, but hey, there's something that Takahara is absolutely bringing to the dance. Outrageously high hit points. Alright, moment of truth. Can we put the heal hook on the brow of Odio? He is resistant to everything, right? Is he just resistant to everything? Yes. Is there anything missing? No. He's got it all covered, so... Takahara's hopes are as good as anybody's. Oh dear. I certainly hope. Oh, and it's gonna trip. Okay. It's gotta be. Take out all the eyes and the brow opens up and becomes a different enemy. Because his heal self move heals himself 1. So... Okay. At any rate, though, we're in a holding pattern here that we're going to be able to take that eye in. It's all going to come down to whether we're prepared for what's to come. Alright, Takahara's got to get out of there. But we might be able to fight this eye without even coming into range of at least the Stare Daggers move. Never mind. I take it back. None of my moves are have the kind of range I would want them to have. Okay. Get out of there, Takahara. Oh no. Alright, he's down, but now it's Akira's turn. Accuracy down, accuracy down. Nope. Shit. Takahara, we hardly knew ye. Okay, well. I mean, feel the heat is the big one now, so. Let's see. At least when he uses Stare Daggers, it's hurting us but not draining us. Oh, and Akira has resistance to it. That's also very good. It'll be a totally different experience if it turns out the really, really apparently bleak ending that exists is the thing that I have to go back and do again. Hail, Stimpinski! You're late for my purposes, in the sense that I'll probably... Oh, yeah, the brow's awakening. I think win or lose, after this battle I'm done for the day. But how are you, my friend? The brow opens up. It looks even more like eyebrows now. So what's its story now? It's the purity of Odio. It has neither resistances or attacks. Let's use... Do we have another item that is all allies in area boost stats? No boost. Oh, we also have this number 9 potion. So we had a lot of options that I will try to remember if I have to do this a second time. Okay. Just do your self-care, Akira. And we're going to see what we can do. We're going to find out. We're going to take the measure of this thing. Ultimate Shinobi art. See what hitting him with the big things does. Ah, man. Isn't that's a killer. When you're... Yeah. Your tiredness causes you to sleep enough to prevent you from taking a full and satisfying sleep. Oh no. Okay, that's a decent hit. But if I'm not ahead of the lightning tile damage, or just this follow-up, oh yikes. It's not looking good for the forces of hope. Perhaps I get the bad ending just by losing. That'd be a nice reward, as it were. Alright, try the Deepest Dark, because it's massive damage without a charge. Now, I'm going to try a second time to see if it's at all plausible to hit him with this. It's quite possibly just impossible to hit it on the final boss, because it is technically a one-hit kill move, even though I have fought basic enemies that didn't one-hit kill. Oh dear. Okay. Use Haunch of Meat to heal him up. Get him off of this lightning tile. And I guess the Death Blossom is my move here. But I think this is going to be a very tough one to win solo. I need to hit like 20 of those. So now that I can do a try. Maybe only 19? Hey, it reduced his attack. He's doing a move called Denial. My hope is that... Yeah, and it worked out. It doesn't matter that it worked out because I'm down to only one character. But I was thinking, because this attacks everybody, hopefully it's a little bit less devastating to any individual person hit by it. Haunch of Meat. Sure. Basic Haunch. Ought to be enough. Certainly having a party to fight this final boss could only help. Fortunately, one nice thing is the boss seems to charge very slowly, such that I can do a move with a lot of charging time before he can charge. Did I delay him a little too? If we can get in a virtuous cycle here where I just lock him. No. It was a nice dream. But also he's doing this. I mean... Nice. I'm glad that that is continuing to occupy your thoughts, because it's a cool idea. The filthy plague city overrun with rats. Speaking of rats, has your Splittermon party re-met to try to figure out this rattling scenario? Stimpinski, for those of you, for folks at home, his RPG group playing the German RPG Splittermon, got in a situation where they have a rattling companion. You can imagine exactly what a rattling is, based on just the name and the fact that it's a fantasy RPG. But they got in a fight involving doppelgangers, and now they're down to... They mostly won the fight, but there's one rattling and one doppelganger in the form of the rattling. They got to figure out how can we do this. And rattlings, although they have language, they're not super bright, so I guess it's difficult to do a knowledge type test where you're just relying on a question to separate things. This is a big risk, but at this point, I'm in real bad shape anyway. I might as well take a risk. Yeah? I can see that. The problem then is whether the... It depends how far ahead of you the doppelganger is able to think. Yeah, because the doppelganger could turn that around on you. Unless you get lucky, because if you give the new information to the doppelganger, if you happen to choose the doppelganger to give the new information to, then when you test it on the other rattling, no, because you still won't know it, because you'll be like, does he actually not know, or is this the doppelganger outwitting us? Hopefully he does denial again. Or just nothing, okay. Possibly if I'm standing in this position, he can only do denial, which might actually make it possible for Oboromaru to gut this one out. He's more than half done. No, this might be the end. Oh my goodness. If I get a turn before the lightning tile damage, I'm still in it. And I'll just go ahead and not take the lightning tile damage at all. Restore health, enhance attributes. Oh no. I needed more health restored than that. We're getting in the bad position now. I hope this isn't also an interrupt. It's called denial. I can see that being an interrupt. And indeed it is. That sucks. Okay. There's nothing to do but push forward. There are very few tactics you can use when you're down to one character, besides get off every shot you can and keep on healing yourself as much as you can. Moderate will do the job here, though. I can survive denial or the other one. And I'm going to get another Death Blossom. And maybe it'll set him back. Delay him a little. Good damage on that one. Okay. Another Balm Grass. Stats up. Death Blossom. Baby. We're getting there. This could happen. Especially because it set him back. Just having more of the area on a multi-tile boss. Oh no. The one movement I did stopped me from getting the Death Blossom off of him before I got interrupted. That's not optimal. But a Balm Grass will put me back in the position to keep fighting. And no wasted motion, as they say. His health bar is flashing. Oh no, but then he's gonna do a drain move. If the boss AI triggers him to use a drain move every time he hits the red, such that, you know, you need more than one person hitting him to possibly get him dead, then fine. Let's find out right now. No. Okay. And what are you denying? Fool. Big hit. Gotta use another Balm Grass. That's true. There are many. That is another way it can go, and it seems to. At the very least, it could also be just Expunge comes into the mix when he's in the red, and then it's all down to the RNG. 162. And it delayed him a little. Don't do Expunge, you son of a bitch. Do your stupid denial move, so I can scoff at you. Ah. Yes, the Expunge can't target every possible square. Well, this is it for the Balm Grass, but I do think I have a few other healing things. If I gotta do this again with different characters to get the true ultimate ending for some reason, I am certainly going to try to have the next version be a little more tactical. Integrate the party a little bit more. But I think we've got it. Holy smokes. Alright. Hopefully the purity of Odio is his final form. I wasn't confident either, Waffle Syrup. And yet here we are. Hey, it's just Orsted.
お前たちの勝ちだ。さあ、とどめを刺せよ。
So here's the big choice, perhaps. Feels like, you know what? Can we rehabilitate this guy?
めっそうもない。
さあ、とどめを刺せよ。
めっそうもない。
I don't know if... What is it? Is it contempt? Live with your sins? Is that what's motivating Oboromaru here? Because it's not like he deserves mercy. But what happens? What happens if we just screw you, Orsted? We don't owe you an honorable death. In Dark Souls 1, you get the bleak ending precisely by defeating the final boss and then walking away. Oh, I'm getting a sense of why we might need to do this a second time to get the real... If there's a real true ending, then it probably involves finding all the characters, even if you don't actually bring them on the party. Ah. Now what? Oh, it's just Orsted crawling to the dirt.
私を倒しても私は永遠に生き続ける知るがよいオーディオの意味を
This would be a serious fight. 7-boss fight against all of them? Or like a boss gauntlet or something?
それは太古の昔より遥かなる未来まで
Cube just... Oh, teleport. But yeah. I figured the false prophet obviously would have to be Akira's enemy.
混迷の世にも
The Boromaros. And of course the beast was the Tyrannosaurus. Windswept Wastes, Sundown.
あらゆる時代に 戦いの火種となるもの
Takara. Alright, so extraordinarily clear that what I was supposed to do was at least recruit them all, pick the party that I wanted, but have it so that they all come here at the end and we can all stand in front of all of them. I don't know why. I don't know what that'll cause or what's happening now.
その感情の名を憎しみオーディオという拙者も己の道を行く
Aha!
それを阻むというならば切る
Here we go again. Oh no. Is this them going back to their time to do their heroism again? Yes. Okay. But this is why we would want all 7 of them going back. Do I have to do these boss fights again? Thee, child, thee. Okay, no.
レイさん、サムさん、僕に勇気、奥義。
所詮付け焼き場よ。
千が連山系。
So I wonder, like, am I gonna make a good but not great ending? Or is not having them all going to cause the bad ending, or would cutting Orsted down? How many endings are there? I mean, we'll find out over the next few weeks.
今こそこの大小僧に我らをお救いになるためオデオ様がお売りになるでける。
The true spelling of Odio's name had been lost to time when the near future arrived.
叫んなよ。そんな格好にならなくてもな。一つにはなれんだよ。
No, a film just basically figured here with the Steel Titan that Akira's controlling in this scene. A film I haven't seen in a long time. It's The Iron Giant. That's a wonderful film. I've only seen it once, but it's the kind of movie that sticks with you.
あの程度の雑魚に勝ち、奴らの技を得て最強になったつもりだろうな。それはお前だけではない。俺は奴らにきっちりと刺してやったよ。とどめをな。甘っちょろいガキのナムキャット。見せかけだけのルチャ野郎。 関節技だけのハム。所詮ウドの大木のイヤウケアに道家に過ぎマックス。そしてあの森部とかいう老いぼれ。どいつも己の弱さゆえに死んでいった。お前の名を残してな。倒した者の命を絶てずして真の勝利などない。
I'll have to think more about this, but the 7 bosses, like, kind of represent, like, different aspects of hate, in a way. Or at least different aspects of villainy. Like, what the artificial intelligence in the future is up to is a much different kind of villainy than Odio Bright's just belief that you prove your strength by beating people to death.
やってることは格闘技じゃない。ただの殺戮だ。
Not sure that they're all the villains are developed enough. I can't remember how much characterization is given to the Old West gang leader before you fight him. Obviously, like, you know, the dinosaurs is just primordial hatred. It's just uncontrolled wrath without a purpose beyond releasing itself. I'm gonna see if I can make this work. Give it some thought before we reach the good ending at some point in the next few weeks. Ambitious hatred, desire for control. Control others. both Orsted and Orsted's enemy, the wizard whose name is escaping me, are both like, the hatred of complete despair. They lost everything that they thought they wanted, or they knew they wanted, or they thought they would have, and just wanted to take out their hurt on the world. I do have to do all the fights. Oh my goodness. Well, maybe I'll lose. I will try. I'll give it a good faith effort. Well, this isn't the fight, right? Like, it's not the full version of this fight had multiple enemies, so perhaps it will actually just be really, really quick. Yes. So it's got that going for it, but it's like, holy smokes. I would have shut her down before this scene started. In light of the fact that an hour ago I told Danielle I'd be done soon. And Danielle's making supper right now. I don't want to eat. So I'm very cold. But ultimately I want to pay to heat as few of the rooms in my home as I can manage during this extraordinarily cold streak. So it'll have to be, we'll have to do 5 of these, I guess. At least I know. So later, when I'm properly doing all 7. And also, perhaps, we'll see what my mood is, but it's not necessarily the case that I need to watch all the scenes again. Oh, that wasn't very effective overall. Yikes. Okay, what do we have that does good damage? Is anything high damage? No. Alright, Firebrand's Kiss it is. Good that we blocked his hands and feet, but he's also using other kinds of techniques, which is annoying. Oh, maybe I can stun him. This is the second time now with this game that I've wound up in a situation where I'm ready to wrap up, but I got looped into a thing. If I lose, that solves the problem. And perhaps if that gives us the bleak ending, all the better. Okay, well. Okay, cool. So, question arises, do I want to, next time, because I am done now. Oh no, I can't remember where I saved. I think I saved before I even went in. So I guess I do have the option of just trying to get the all 7 ending now. And perhaps I shall. We'll see. Alright, so tomorrow, Ultima 7, The Black Gate. I think we're finally going to meet that Time Lord. I think we're going to bust this whole thing wide open. We're going to find out a little bit more about this Guardian. We're going to have an even greater sense that the Fellowship is horrible. And we're going to start... I think I feel like it's going to be the transition to the third act, assuming a 3-act structure for Ultima 7. But it's probably worth noting that I thought the same thing was happening in Ultima 6 before I even found out about the find the 8 pieces of the treasure map quest. So, who knows? Tuesday, assuming the Greg's ears are finally repaired, and who knows, me and him will be back at it, beating him up for the first time this year, playing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game for the Nintendo Entertainment System. Next Friday, hopefully. So far, we've kept the streak going, and I think we'll keep it going. Friday Night Frosthaven. And then we're back here next Saturday to take another crack at this with more time and more secure in the knowledge of what's ahead. Cool? So hey, if you stuck around to the end, thanks for sticking around. If you came and you left, you can't hear my voice, but I'm glad you stopped by. So thanks for stopping by. And until the next time, that we're all drawn by the hatred of the Dark Lord into the same one dominion of hate, take care of yourselves and be kind to everyone you meet.